Crom, we have to do something.
What do you propose we do?
I don't know.
I see you're awake now.
Hey there.
There are better places to take a nap than on the ground, you know. Give me your hand. You all right?
Thank you, Crom.
Yes, thank you, Crom. Then you know who I am?
Huh?
No, actually, it's strange. Your name, it just came to me. How curious. Tell me, well, what's your name? What brings you here? My name is... It's...
What?
You don't know your own name? I'm not sure if... I'm sorry, but where am I exactly?
What?
Hey, I've heard of this. It's called amnesia.
Explain.
It's called a load of Pegasus dung. We're to believe you remember my lord's name, but not your own?
Huh?
But it's the truth. What if it is true, Frederick? We can't just leave him here, alone and confused. What sort of shepherds would we be then?
Right.
Just the same, my lord, I must emphasize caution. 'Twould not do to let a wolf into our flock.
Right.
Right then, we'll take him back to town and sort this out there.
Huh?
Oh, wait just a moment, do I have a say in this? Peace, friend. I promise we'll hear all you have to say back in town. Now come. What will you do with me? Am I to be your prisoner? You'll be free to go once we establish you're no enemy of Elise.
Huh?
Is that where we are? Elise?
Ah.
You've never heard of the Halidom? Ha! Someone pay this actor. He plays quite the fool. That furrowed brow is especially convincing. Frederick, please. This land is known as the Halidom of Elise. Our ruler, Emerin, is called the Exalt. I suppose proper introductions are in order. My name is Crom, but then you already knew that. The delicate one there is my little sister, Lissa.
I am not delicate.
Ignore my brother, please. He can be a bit thick sometimes. But you're lucky the shepherds found you. Brigands would have been a rude awakening.
Shepherds? You tend sheep? In full armor? It's a dangerous job. Just ask Frederick, the wary here.
Right.
A title I shall wear with pride. Gods forbid one of us keeps an appropriate level of caution. I have every wish to trust you, stranger, but my station mandates otherwise.
Yeah.
I understand, sir. I would do no less myself. My name is Kevin J. I just remembered that... How odd. I suppose that's one mystery solved.
Really?
Kevin J. Is that foreign? Oh well, we can discuss it later. We're almost to town once we...
Crom!
Look, the town!
Damn it, the town is ablaze. Those blasted brigands, no doubt. Frederick, Lissa, quickly!
My lord.
What about him? Unless he's on fire as well, it can wait.
Of course.
Aptly put, my lord.
Let's go already!
Oh.
But what about...
Get to it, lads. Grab anything shiny and put the rest to the torch. We got an example to set for these Elysian types. Ain't that right, lass?
Stay away from me, please, someone help!
Crom, we have to stop them.
Gods!
Don't worry, after today, these bandits won't be bothering anyone ever again.
Crom!
Wait! Kevin J, you followed us? Why? I'm not certain myself, but I'm armed and I know my way around a fight, if you'll have me.
Good.
Of course, strength in numbers, just stay close. So welcome, everyone. Hello there, fellow gamers. I'm Kevin J. Welcome to some more Fire Emblem Awakening. Remember, Kevin J, we face practice thieves and murderers. They will grant us no quarter. It's kill or be killed. Alright, so basically that is Frederick explaining that if one of your units dies in this game, they're dead for good. They don't come back. If they play a role in the story, they just say they retire, and then you'll see them in cutscenes. But that's about it. But speaking of units, we are going to go into all these units and look at them a little bit more in depth. First up is our lord himself, Crom. Crom is a class known as a lord. Lords have very high speed, strength, defense, skill, all around very strong units. Resistance in magic is a little low, but that's just not their strong suit. So still very potent how do I put it? They're very potent units, and I highly suggest using them and taking good care of them. Mainly because Crom, if he's defeated, it's instant game over. Then you have me, or myself, Kevin J, and I take the role of Tactician. Tactician is able to use swords and tomes. Tomes are magic spells, tomes, however you want to pronounce it. Basically, we are all around very strong class, and very similar to Crom, if we die, it's instant game over. So it's a very important thing that you keep both of us alive, or both myself and Crom, or yourself, because you probably would have named him yourself in your character. It's very powerful and very useful unit. I highly suggest training them a lot, or training yourself a lot, because you're going to be used in a lot of stages. And then I'm going to go over to Lissa first. Lissa is a different type of class. She plays the role of a cleric. Clerics actually don't have any attacks. They are strictly healers, and generally in Fire Emblem you don't get your healer for about a few chapters in. But here we are, we already have a cleric right here in the prologue. I highly suggest training them because the amount that they heal is based on magic, so you want to get a lot of level ups and hopefully get a good magic stat going. But in the odd chance that they start learning how to use magic spells, their high base magic helps them a lot. And finally, we have Frederick, who's a powerful class known as the Great Knight. The Great Knight, as you can see, has insanely high stats, especially in its defense. Great Knights are a slightly different type of class. They are already classed up. There is a class lower than Great Knight known as Cavalier, but Frederick has already become a Great Knight. And I'll explain how you do that later, but that is basically how he works. I highly suggest you use Frederick a lot, especially early on. Because he's already pre-classed, his stats actually drop off later into the game, but I do suggest training him whenever you find, well, you're not training him, but use him early on to help out your team, because he is very potent right now. Anyway, so speaking of Frederick, we're just going to show him off right now in this fight. Actually, wait, I got to change my options, make sure my options are set right on your turn. And yeah, okay, that's what I wanted. Anyway, so as you can see on this map here, you see all the units that we can fight. I'll take the time to explain what's on the bottom screen right now, because if you haven't noticed, I've only been showing the top screen. I'm going to hybrid the top and bottom screens together for the most part. But here's basically what you see on the bottom screen. You just basically see the stats of units on the map. And I know I'm going through a lot of tutorial stuff right now, but I got to do it now. It's better now than never. So I'll be hybriding the screens together. So on the bottom screen, you see unit stats, and if you press this little button in the bottom corner, you can see a top-down view of the map. And the only important thing worth seeing on this side of the map is the amount of units that the enemy has. I just find that that's a good number to look at, because then you know how close you two are. But that is pretty much all you need from the bottom screen. If you look here, you see that the boss is this guy named Garrick. He has this little skill in the bottom right here called Gamble. It reduces his hit by 5, but increases his crit by 10. It's quite a useful skill. It's not bad. His stats are okay. He's level 3, so he's higher level than us because all of us are level 1. So yeah, that's pretty much all worth looking at. Anyway, I'm going to charge Frederick right over here, and he is going to take on this ruffian. Now when he attacks, I'm going to speed up most fights. Yeah, you notice the health on the screen? That's actually on the bottom screen, and I'm putting that all together to hybrid it for the sake of focus during the project. Anyway, so I'm gonna go in. You can use a falcon or a rapier. As you can see, we have 2 weapons of choice. Okay.
Really?
I see you wear a sword, is it? Wait, is that a tome? You know magic?
Yeah.
I believe so. I suppose I should check. You believe so. Perhaps I'll just keep a few paces behind you for the time being. No, I can control it, I'm sure. And how did this work again? Yes. That's just explaining how tombs work. Tombs are actually long range. I can actually hit somebody from 2 spaces away, which means they can't hit me back. But as you know, I put an emphasis in strength. So using my bronze sword might help me out a lot more in most fights. So I'm going to send Chrom right here to attack with... Do the rapier because it's got a better hit chance. When you go into a fight here, attack is how much damage you're going to do. Hit is your chance of hitting. And crit is the chance of you getting a critical hit. Critical hits do 3 times damage. It's quite useful. And as you can see, you can also see what the enemy's going to do in return. So we're going to go in here. I generally speed up fights. As you can tell, you can see that little fast forward in the top corner there. I do it a lot because if you don't do it, it slows down the game. Is anyone hurt? It would be foolish to leave a wound untreated. Indeed, timely use of a staff or vulnerary should prevent the worst. I'll explain what a vulnerary is after, but I'm going to use Lissa here. We're going to cut through it. She's just talking about how she has a staff, and we're going to use a heal here on... Actually, one more thing I got to change in my options. I always go for fast. Show staff and dance animations? No, I do not show staff and dance animations because they don't really matter. I'm just going to heal them, and we're going to stay in the over map here. I find that this presentation works best for me. Anyway, I know I'm like rambling all over the place trying to explain everything. But anyway, I'm going to go in on this guy with my bronze sword. And there we go. He's done. We did it. Now, sadly, this barbarian here is going to go straight for Lissa. It does a lot of damage to her, but she's okay. She's living. She's living. That's what matters here. I'm going to charge these 2 in. You're going to take a decent chunk from this, but that's okay. One thing I'll explain after this fight. Quick. Ow. If you look at the inventory here, you'll notice that the rapier has a little number next to it. That number 34. That's how many times you can actually use the weapon in combat. So be careful because once you use it a lot of times, it will eventually break. Now the Falcon, on the other hand, doesn't have that number. This item is very, very important to the story, so that's why it doesn't have an item. It doesn't have a usage number. It won't break ever. So it's a pretty useful weapon. I'm gonna send myself in with the bronze sword. I'm being a little bit greedy and giving myself a whole bunch of free experience because you get more experience when you take out a unit over just fighting a unit. As you can tell, I have 60 XP versus Chrom's 20. He only gets 10 for fighting. But yeah. Anyway, Frederick's just gonna take out this guy with his silver lance because just bam. It's very powerful. Jeez, he just kicks so much butt. Anyway, if we look at the map here, if you press X, you can see the entire attack range of the enemy. So this is very useful to it's very useful when you're moving Lissa around because Lissa being unable to fight back, you generally want to keep her out of range of enemies at all cost. So she's going to be doing a lot of healing. And they get their turn. I take a little bit of damage there. That's fine. He's going to go out next turn. And that's all they could do. Oh, okay. I'm going to move you over here. This is all part of moving properly. Like, you do want to work in the positioning of your units. And there we go. We got a level up. So here's what happens when you get a level up. He goes up in level. It shows you all the stats that increase. Now, there's actually a % chance of those stats increasing. Now, we didn't get a strength stat, but because I picked my asset to be strength, we are much more likely to get strength boosts. The growth rate in strength is likely. It's much more likely than other ones. So that's basically how it works. And if you look at our stats here, these are on the bottom screen. You'll notice that we have a very low luck stat. We don't have to worry about luck right now, but I will explain the luck stat a little bit more in detail as the game goes on. I'm already overloading you with enough information already, but yeah. I don't want to get too long-winded trying to explain stuff. It's strange. Here on the battlefield, I can see things.
What?
See things? Like what? The enemy's strength, their weaponry, the flow of battle. I must have studied this somewhere.
Really?
So you're saying you can size up the enemy at a glance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would seem so, and perhaps more if I apply myself. So yeah, that is the... I think that's just the game's trying to explain the little story about how Chrom is able... Like, when I do an attack here, I see how much damage I'm going to do. I think that's all they were trying to get at. I want to take out this mage. Yeah, I'm just going to take out the mage with Frederick. Just because I'm always worried about taking too much damage. So I'm just going to throw Frederick in here to take that out. And then Chrom's going to run around here. Chrom's not going to take a lot of damage because there's only 2 more units left on the map. Garrick and this ruffian here. And this ruffian isn't going to be much of a threat. He only does 3 damage. So, slice. And I'll let Chrom get the final hit on him next turn, just because I feel like he deserves it. I'm going to heal up myself here. And he went for me, so, I mean, I guess he just wants to give me the experience.
Listen.
Don't rush into danger. I'm fine, Chrom, don't worry. You've lent us your strength, and that makes you a friend. Having an ally by my side gives me courage.
Well...
Thank you, but I think there's more to it than that. What do you mean? I believe there's a tactical advantage to fighting side by side. It's fuzzy. Wait, yes. Working in pairs improves strength, defense, speed. Yes, I'm sure of it. We'll explain how support actions work as well. It's a whole big thing, and I'll explain it a lot more in detail, but basically, when 2 units stand near each other, they often give each other slight boosts. If you notice here, I have a little skill down here called Veteran. Oh, no, that's not the skill I was looking for. Is it this one? Let me just check this skill. Dual Strikes. Yeah, that helps a little bit. You notice that when we stand next to each other and fight, yeah, you'll see it here for a sec. He does 7 damage. He has an 11% crit chance. He actually might get it. That's scary. Oh, I can do this. Okay.
Here, Jeeby, come to the slaughter.
I'm gonna do this, because this is the boss. He gets a little bit of text, but we've done 2 damage to him, so that's not bad. I'm gonna move Lissa over here, just so that Lissa can. If you stand in these little things, I'm trying to be more ladylike, but I think I've pulled a pinky muscle. You get little stuff from going in here, and as you see, we got 23 experience, which is not bad. That's more than she would have gotten from healing. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you here, when you attack standing next to someone, you see our characters have little circles around them, shows they're going to help, and underneath the damage that we're going to do, you see Frederick has 24% chance of attacking and a 5% chance of blocking. That's what Chrom's ability is looking at. It increases the chance of getting those dual strikes. Why can I click it? There it is. Increases the chance of getting those dual strikes. Pretty much what that does. Frederick will eventually get one that increases the chances of dodging attacks by a little bit. You know, I want Chrom to get this. Like, I really want Chrom to get this, but they can't get close enough. So I'm just gonna have to let me do it. Because otherwise Frederick's just gonna get the kill and then it's done, so. I'm gonna go in with my magic spell and finish off this level.
My steel is yours.
Yay, magic. I don't know how to do those yelling voices. That's hard. But anyway, we did it. Stage complete. At the end of a battle, you see how many turns it took us to complete the stage and who were the heroes of the stage. It was me, because it's generally based on who did the most damage and who just helped out the team the most. If you get something like Lissa here, who's healing a lot, that does play a factor in it, and it is very important to winning a battle. So we did it. Well, that's the end of that.
Lucky for the town we were close by. But holy wow, Kevin, you were incredible. Swords, sorcery, and tactics? Is there anything you can't do?
Right.
You're certainly no helpless victim, that much is for sure.
Right.
Indeed. Perhaps you might even be capable of an explanation of how you came here. I understand your skepticism, Sir Frederick, and I cannot explain why only some knowledge has returned to me. But please, believe me, I have shared all that I know. You fought to save Elysian lives. My heart says that's enough.
My lord.
And your mind, my lord? Will you not heed its counsel as well?
It's all right.
Frederick, the shepherds could use someone like Kevin J's talents. Someone with Kevin J's talents. We've brigands and unruly neighbors, all looking to bloody our soil. Would you really have us lose such an able tactician? Besides, I believe his story, odd as it might be...
Oh,
Thank you, Crom.
listen.
So, how about it? Will you join us, Kevin J?
Yeah.
I would be honored. Did you notice, my lord? The brigand spoke with a Plegian accent.
Huh?
Plegian? What's that? Plegia is Elise's westerly neighbor. They send small bands into our territory, hoping to instigate a war.
And it's the poor townsfolk who suffered, totally innocent and totally helpless.
Really?
They do have us, milady. Shepherds, to protect the sheep. Do not be swept up in your anger. It will cloud your judgment.
I know.
Right.
Don't worry, I'll get used to all of this.
My lord, please, you must stay the night. We are simple folk of simple means, but we will gladly toast your value with a feast. Valor with a
My
whatever.
thanks.
A most generous offer, sir, and no doubt your hospitality would be grand. But I'm afraid we must hurry back to Alistal.
Dark meat only for me, medium well, and no salt in the soup. I simply... Wait, what? We're not staying? But, Frederick, it's nearly dark.
When night falls, we'll camp. Eat off the land, make our bed of twigs, and the like. I believe you mentioned you would be getting used to this?
What?
Frederick, sometimes I hate you.
You've quite the stern lieutenant there.
Yeah, well, stern is one name for it. I can think of a few others.
Frederick only smiles when he's about to bring down the axe.
Yeah.
Duly noted. You do realize I am still present. Oh, we realize.
Shall we then?
My lord remains as amusing as ever. Now then, shall we be going? All right. Ready to go, Kevin J? The capital isn't far.